guys, Dr. Seamus here, and I'm going to be talking about the power of probiotics and fermented foods in this video. I'm also going to be demonstrating, kind of showing some different examples of various store-bought probiotic foods that I think are reputable and that you can find at your local health food store. And this is something where a lot of us could just benefit from incorporating more probiotic foods into our diet. And when you think about fermented foods, basically there's yeast and bacteria that ferment sugars, producing things like probiotics, organic acids, beneficial enzymes, can just do wonders for overall digestion and body health. And so this can really also help undo a dysbiosis burden in the body, okay? And this is where there's an improper ratio of the good to bad microbes in the gut. And when you have various probiotics or fermented foods, they colonize the colon with beneficial bacteria and can help crowd out those bad bacteria and yeast and really recolonize the gut healthfully and appropriately. And we also see things like vitamin biosynthesis, especially B vitamins, vitamin K, proper enzyme production. And so this can just have great benefits for the gut, especially things too outside of the gut like skin health, hormonal balancing, and just ridding autoimmune issues and disorders. So I'm going to go through a few different examples here, and I'll start out number one with this redwood goat milk kefir, okay? And so just right off the bat, I'm not a huge proponent of dairy in general, especially cow dairy. Now with the goat milk, it has an A2 casein, which means that a lot of times people who have trouble with cow dairy can respond very well to this, because instead of the A1 casein, it's the A2. This has hundreds of billions of probiotics per serving, and it also has proper healthy short chain and medium chain fatty acids. Great source of calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin A as well. So this is a rich source of probiotics, and because it's the A2 casein, it's not allergenic, it's very easily digestible. So that is the number one, a goat milk kefir, okay? Number two, I'm gonna mention is sauerkraut. I like this Bubby's brand of sauerkraut, and this is fermented cabbage. So it has lactobacillus bacteria, very beneficial for overall immunity, immune bolstering, rich source of vitamins A, C, and K, and it's also very high in fiber, so it can help us stay fuller for longer, help with GI transit and motility, and also can balance blood sugar levels here. So sauerkraut is something that can be incorporated regularly into the diet to your benefit. Now on the heels of that is something similar, and this is a Korean fermented cabbage called kimchi. I like this one, and they'll also sometimes add radishes, garlic, vinegar, spices, different seasonings to it. Again, profound immune bolstering benefits. It also has that lactobacillus, it's high in fiber, and can also decrease cholesterol levels as well. So kimchi is another great option when it comes to a fermented food. And then next I'll mention is this Tempeh. This is the Light Life brand here, and it's fermented soy. And so we got to be careful with soy because most soy in the US is genetically modified. So with this we want an organic non-GMO soy, and because it's fermented, it has healthy phytoestrogens and isoflavones, so it's high in antioxidants, great for heart health, great for bone health, and decreasing inflammation, okay? So this is Tempeh. Sometimes vegetarians will use this as a meat replacement, so it can be good for that as well, Tempeh. All right, and the last thing I'm gonna mention here is kombucha, and this is a fermented tea, usually green or black tea, and so it's high in antioxidants. Again, it has those immune bolstering benefits. It can decrease blood pressure. Rich source of healthy organic acids like acetic acid, gluconic and glucuronic acid as well. And now I will say with this, if you're someone who's dealing with some sort of yeast burden and overgrowth in the body, maybe best to hold off on this just so it doesn't feed that, fuel that, exacerbate that in any way. But then once that's under control, I would incorporate a little bit of this per day. Probably not more than 8 ounces, but it's a great, again, probiotic beverage. And especially when it comes from the green tea variety, it's going to carry with it all the benefits of green tea with the EGCG, the L-theanine, and all the beneficial antioxidants in there as well. So you guys, these are just some of the top probiotic and fermented foods that you can find at your local health food store. I'd try to see if you can incorporate these in some form or fashion daily to an extent, but I'd start off more on the slow side as to not overwhelm the system so much up front. But again, as we get these fermented foods in our diet, it's going to crowd out the bad bacteria, the bad yeast, really help colonize the colon with beneficial bacteria, seal up the gut, produce vitamins and digestive enzymes and organic acids, and it's going to just do our health wonders and elevate our health and carry with it all those benefits for digestion. But then everything outside of the gut too as well can benefit, like bringing down and eradicating headaches and migraines, alleviating thyroid issues. It's really good for skin health as well as hormonal balancing, getting rid of autoimmune issues and joint pain and lowering inflammation. So it's my recommendation, see if you can try to incorporate some of these fermented foods on a regular basis, and I believe you will see pretty profound enhancements in your overall health. So guys, this has been Dr. Seamus. Hope you enjoyed this video on the benefits of probiotic and fermented foods.